Hello everyone. Today, we will explore an exciting journey of fishing in two countries with hundreds of years of fishing tradition, Peru and Japan. These are two fishing powerhouses, famous for their unique fishing methods. From traditional to modern, how have they developed their fishing industry? What is the life of fishermen like? What advanced technologies are being applied to optimize catch? And more importantly, what lessons can we learn from them to move towards a sustainable fishing industry? Located on the Pacific coast, Peru is one of the countries with the most developed fishing industry in the world. Peru's coastline of more than 2.400 kilometers is home to countless species of fish with high economic value. Especially the Peruvian anchovy, Anchovita, one of the most important fisheries resources of this country. With an annual catch of 5-8 million tons, Peru is among the top countries with the largest fisheries in the world. But not only does it have a huge output, the fishing industry in Peru also carries a very profound cultural heritage. For thousands of years, Peruvians have lived off the sea, using unique traditional fishing methods. Today, the combination of modern technology and long-standing experience has helped the country's fishing industry to continuously develop. Fishing in Peru dates back to the time of the ancient Chimu and Moche civilizations, before the emergence of the powerful Inca Empire. Paintings on ancient pottery show that people at that time knew how to use cabalitos de totora, a small boat made of reeds, to fish close to shore. This is one of the oldest means of fishing in the world that is still used today. Cabalitos de totora are unlike any other boats you've ever seen. They're elongated, like dugout canoes, but they're made entirely from totora reeds that grow in coastal lagoons. They're light and easy to maneuver, allowing fishermen to get out to sea with ease. What's more, they float well, even in big waves. For hundreds of years, Peruvian fishermen have been using these boats to fish close to shore. They've gone out early in the morning, rowed with a single oar, cast nets and traps, and returned when the sun was high in the sky. Although much of Peru's fishing industry has moved to modern fishing boats, some fishermen in the Huanchaco region still maintain this method as part of their cultural heritage. Visitors can witness fishermen skillfully maneuvering cabalitos de totora, an iconic image of Peruvian fishing. In addition to cabalitos de totora, Peruvian fishermen have long used handmade fishing nets to harvest fish from coastal waters. Some traditional fishing methods include seine nets, used to encircle large schools of fish, allowing for a large harvest in a short period of time. Trawl nets, an old but very effective method of catching fish on the seabed. Bamboo fish traps. Some coastal communities still use handmade fish traps made of bamboo and rope to catch small fish. In recent decades, fishing in Peru has made a dramatic leap forward thanks to modern technology. Small wooden boats have now been replaced by industrial fishing vessels, equipped with GPS, radar, and cold storage to preserve seafood on board. Today's Peruvian fishing boats can be up to 100 meters long, with the ability to catch hundreds of tons of fish per trip. They use sonar equipment to detect schools of fish, then cast large-scale nets to harvest. However, the boom in the fishing industry also brings many challenges, especially the problem of overfishing. Without strict management measures, fishery resources can be seriously depleted. Japan is one of the countries with the most developed fisheries industry in the world, thanks to its coastline of more than 29.00 kilometers. Japan has abundant fishery resources with many valuable fish species such as bluefin tuna. Mackerel, cod, squid, octopus, etc. The Japanese not only fish for domestic consumption but also export huge quantities of seafood to the world. Japanese culinary culture, especially sushi and sashimi, has contributed to making fish one of the country's main export products. Uo-subo is a traditional Japanese fishing method in which fishermen use a fixed net system on the seabed. This type of net is specially designed to prevent fish from swimming in and out. It is commonly used to catch mackerel, sardines, and small tuna. This is one of the oldest and most unique fishing methods in Japan. Fishermen train cormorants to dive into the water, catch fish, and bring them back to their owners. Cormorants are often tied with a rope around their necks to prevent them from swallowing large fish. This method is mainly used to catch ayu, a popular river fish in Japan. Ike-jime, quick killing method to keep freshness. Ike-jime is a quick killing technique that helps preserve the quality of the fish meat. As soon as the fish is caught, the fisherman will use a sharp tool to poke the fish's brain. Then remove the blood to prevent the fish from twitching, keeping the fish meat fresher. This method is very important in the tuna and cod fishing industry. Today, Japan has one of the most modern fishing fleets in the world. Japan's giant fishing vessels can be up to 150 meters long. Equipped with radar, sonar and satellite systems to search for schools of fish at sea. Ocean tuna fishing vessels. Japan is one of the world's largest consumers of bluefin tuna. To meet this demand, they use specialized longline vessels to catch tuna in deep seas. A ship can carry hundreds of kilometers of fishing line, each with thousands of hooks to harvest tuna. Squid is one of Japan's important exports. Specialized squid fishing vessels often have high-power LED lighting systems to attract squid at night. When the squid gather around the ship, a trawl net is dropped to harvest. Purse trawlers are large-scale fishing vessels that can catch hundreds of tons of fish in just one drop. A giant net system is dropped to surround the school of fish, then pulled up with modern machinery. This method is mainly used to catch mackerel, sardines and tuna. Japan used to be one of the countries with the largest fishing output in the world. But in recent years, the country's fishing resources have been seriously declining. The main reasons include overfishing, many fish species such as bluefin tuna, cod, and sori have been overfished, leading to a serious decline in numbers. According to some reports, the bluefin tuna catch in the Pacific Ocean has decreased by more than 80% compared to the average in the 1970s. Climate change. Global warming is changing ocean currents and the habitat of many fish species. Rising sea temperatures can cause some species to migrate to colder waters, affecting Japan's fishing output. Ocean pollution. Dumping plastic waste and chemicals into the ocean not only pollutes the environment but also affects the health of marine life. Many studies have found microplastics in fish and shellfish, reducing the quality of their catch. Japan is not the only country with a thriving seafood industry. Today, China, South Korea, Russia, Norway and the United States are formidable competitors in the seafood market. One of the factors that helps the Peruvian fishing industry thrive is the ability to preserve fish right at sea. The cold storage system helps fish stay fresh as soon as they are caught. This not only helps improve product quality but also minimizes post-harvest losses. Peru is not only famous for anchovies but also has many other valuable fish species such as mackerel, tuna, swordfish, etc. Each year, the country catches about 5 to 8 million tons of fish, of which anchovies account for 80% of the total output. Most of this fish is used to process fish meal, exported to other countries as animal feed. China is a country that has even reached as far as South America to exploit its fishery. Norway is not only strong in fishing but also leads the world in aquaculture. Norwegian salmon dominates the European and Asian markets, giving Japan fierce competition. South Korea has a thriving marine fishing industry, especially in the waters around the Korean peninsula. They also use modern technology to increase their catches. Japan has had to find ways to maintain its position in the fisheries industry, including investing in new technology, implementing sustainable fisheries management policies, and expanding export markets. To deal with the decline in fish stocks, Japan has implemented a number of conservation measures, including catch limits. The Japanese government has set strict quotas for some endangered species, such as bluefin tuna. Fishermen who violate regulations can be severely punished. Aquaculture development. Japan is investing heavily in artificially raising tuna, which helps reduce pressure on wild fish stocks. Farms for marine fish such as cod, mackerel and salmon are also becoming more popular. International cooperation. Japan participates in many international organizations such as the International Atlantic Tuna Commission, ICCAT, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, to ensure that the fisheries industry develops in a sustainable manner. Before each sea trip, Japanese fishermen must carry out many important preparation steps. Equipment inspection. All fishing equipment such as nets, lines, hooks, trawlers and cold storage systems are thoroughly inspected before departure. Fishing planning, based on information from the radar system and weather forecasts. The captain will decide the sea area with the most fish for effective fishing. Preparing food and fuel. A trip can last from a week to several months, so fishing boats must carry enough food, fresh water and fuel to ensure continuous operation. Each type of fish has its own fishing method. Bluefin tuna, using longline boats, with thousands of hooks dropped into the deep sea. Mackerel and sardines, using giant purse seine boats, catching hundreds of tons of fish each time the net is pulled. Squid and octopus, fishing at night using high-powered LED lights to attract squid to the boat. After the fish is caught, the processing takes place right on the boat to keep the fish fresh. Ikejime method, helps keep the quality of the meat by killing it quickly and removing the blood immediately. Stored in a freezer. Large fish such as bluefin tuna are placed in a freezer at -60 degrees Celsius, helping to keep the freshness until they return to land. Pre-processing. Some fish such as mackerel and sardines can be pre-processed, filleted and packaged on board to save time when arriving at port. When fishing boats arrive, the fish are taken directly to large fish markets such as Tsukiji, Tokyo, or Sapporo Fish Market, where chefs, restaurants and seafood processing companies come to buy. Processing plants. process into products such as canned fish, frozen fish or dried fish. Restaurants and supermarkets provide fresh fish for sushi, sashimi and other dishes. Export abroad. Japan exports a large amount of seafood to the US, Europe and Southeast Asia. Once the fish arrive at the processing plants, the processing begins immediately to ensure the highest quality and freshness. Cleaning and grading. The fish are washed with cold seawater to remove sand, blood and impurities. The fish are then graded according to size and quality. Cutting and gutting the fish. Skilled workers or specialized machines will gut the fish, removing the internal organs and unnecessary parts. Fast preservation with deep freezing technology. Immediately after processing, the fish are put into cold storage with temperatures from -30 degrees Celsius to -60 degrees Celsius to maintain maximum freshness. The fish are quickly frozen to preserve their flavor and nutritional value. They are then packaged and shipped to supermarkets or exported. Canned fish. Some fish, such as tuna and mackerel, are processed into canned products. Processing includes steaming, salting or marinating, then canning and pasteurizing. Dried and salted fish. Some types of fish such as herring and mackerel are dried or salted for long-term preservation. This method is very popular in Japan, Vietnam and many Asian countries. Processing into sushi and sashimi. The freshest fish are selected and shipped directly to high-end restaurants. Chefs will process them into sushi, sashimi or other high-end dishes. Testing for chemical residues and heavy metals. Evaluating the quality of fish meat by color, taste and freshness. Export certification to ensure international standards are met. After meeting the standards, the product will be distributed to the domestic market or exported abroad. After completing the processing and preservation process, the fish will be transported to various consumption points, including supermarkets, restaurants, fish markets, and retail points. Japan is one of the world's largest consumers of seafood, so most of the catch goes to the domestic market. The main distribution channels include supermarkets and grocery stores,